I'm Joanne Jordan and I'm a lecturer in Climate Change and Development at the Global Development Institute at the University of Manchester. And my work focuses particularly on the relationship between climate change, poverty and complex notions of risk, mostly in Bangladesh. I've been working in various ways in Bangladesh since 2007. So I first got the idea of having a Pot Gan performance to communicate and disseminate the research back in 2009, actually at a CBA conference. And it was linked to me doing my research, PhD research, and been frustrated about actually how do you communicate this to communities. So often researchers go in essentially to get the data and they run, and actually what does the community get from this? So it emerged from this idea of trying to communicate it in a way that is both accessible and entertaining, and for the community not to build awareness but to allow them actually to give some post-performance feedback, so they can actually tell me if they feel that my research has represented them in a way they don't agree with. But at the CBA conference it's quite different because we're getting post-performance feedback on what did they learn, how has it contributed to the broader discourse on communicating climate change and development. So targeting really distinct audiences. In terms of what we're trying to do with the Pot Gan, it's called the lived experience of climate change, a story of one piece of land. And of course we've got climate change up front, but the key message that I hope that everyone would take away from it is that climate change isn't necessarily the big issue. It's how it connects to the everyday problems for people that live in slums in Dhaka. So for example, how does it overlap with gender discrimination, local power dynamics, land tenure and so on. So in a way that we've tried to present something which in some ways it's complex and it's messy, but I think that's really important because we can't just put climate change in one category. It's how it overlaps in complex ways with everyday problems that people have. I'll start by saying that I probably was overly ambitious and actually didn't really understand how much work this would involve. But I think where Manchester, particularly the Global Development Institute, is very strong on is actually developing an impact from your research. So I was aware of all our colleagues within our department and outside of the department who had actually developed songs, also who had exhibits at the Imperial War Museum and so on. So there are a lot of people at Manchester doing very creative things in terms of how to disseminate their research. So that type of environment got me to start to think of how you would develop this. And then as I mentioned, I'd seen the Pot Gan performance before, which was more of a traditional form, but trying to develop that in a way which is, you know, it's new, it's modernized, because some of the international participants might think, oh, I've never heard of the Pot Gan before, and that's the case. But there's a lot of Bangladeshis, particularly younger Bangladeshis, that don't know what Pot Gans are. So it is perhaps a slightly odd transition, but also I wanted to try something new. You know, after this, we may not do a Pot Gan, but think about how do we actually disseminate our research. So within the Pot Gan, what works, what doesn't work. It's not for me an output, it's a process. So how can we better communicate climate change research to experts at CBA and also within particular slums that your research focuses on. And I was really lucky to have really good contacts at the University of Dhaka, particularly the Department of Theatre and Performance Studies, who are not just really talented but really hard-working and committed to this project. So of course it's been difficult and challenging in different ways, but the actors, the director, all the faculty members have been really engaged in the process. So in a sense, they're the experts in theatre and performance, and my area is in research, making sure that the particular performance is, you know, based on the research and is telling the story of my research. So I think it's worked because the collaboration's been very strong, and people have very different skill sets. Well, actually, it's worked very well as opposed to causing any sort of miscommunications of how we would get this across.